Hey guys, back in another video. You remember that weird video I made when I was outside on a chair in my backyard and I talked about how Ducktales was the one reboot done right? Well, I want to talk about Ducktales again, but not in that kind of sense. I want to take you back to the 90s and early 2000s, to where Disney had what they called the Disney Afternoon. A time space full of new cartoons, new episodes of cartoons. DuckTales was one of them, along with Darkwing Duck, Choco Gummy Bears, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Quack Pack at one point in the 2000s, 90s, Goof Troop, which was in the 90s where everything was supposed to be cool and edgy and that kind of thing. You may be wondering why I'm bringing all these shows up in a DuckTales review, or a talk about DuckTales. It's simple. DuckTales is combining all of these. Seriously, there are so many. There's a episode where they basically bring back Darkwing Duck and keep the character, but they even bring back the original voice actor to become the villain, where an actor basically becomes Darkwing Duck. It's a great episode. And it gets people thinking, mainly me, if they can do a DuckTales reboot and just turn it to gold. Well, they make a Darkwing Duck reboot. Spin off of this. Why not? They did an episode where Donald basically wishes them to be like a normal family, gets them trapped in a sitcom. And with Goofy guest stars. I don't know how that happens. Basically, they kind of do references to Goof Troop, bringing up Max as a kid, which is when the Goof Troop cartoon was. You see PJ from the show, who was Pete Jr. for shorts, and who was Pete's son, of course. No, that was a reference also to Quack Pack, since that was the freaking name of the episode. Quack Pack was another one of those cartoons where Huey, Dewey, and Louie were grown up. They were acting like teenagers. They were basically any kind of stereotype you can think of in the 90s. That's the show. Chip 'n Dale, not Chip, yeah, it is Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. It was only supposed to be a small cameo where I can't think of his freaking name, Metalbeak, something like that. It was a Darkwing Duck villain, and a henchman or a partner, or whatever, another villain. Hits a mouse with a genius ray and she turns into Gadget, the inventor and the girl of the group and the Rescue Rangers. It was just crazy because then, later in the episode, you see Chip, Dale, and the big guy and their fly. Now this is crazy because Disney actually did not want them to reference a lot of Rescue Rangers, so the writers and the creators of the DuckTales and this episode went as far as they could with referencing Rescue Rangers. They walked a thin line in the fact that they got the whole cast. That just it's impressive, man, that they could do that, but still walk a thin line with what they're allowed to do. Gummy Bears was basically like a commercial for the candy, but it was a great commercial because it didn't feel like a commercial. It felt like a cartoon. The reference there is the power source the Gummy Bears would use. And I only know the show because I watched the Nostalgia review, the entire Disney Afternoon lineup for so long. The source of the power is called gummy berry juice, which made the Gummy Bears bouncy. That was the reference. You even see the shapes of the characters in a scene in the episode. This is why I want to talk about that. The fact that DuckTales is doing this proves not only are they one of the best, if not the best, reboot ever, they're going on to be one of Disney's best cartoons of the modern era. I mean, who freaking knows? Maybe we'll see other Disney freaking Afternoon. Maybe they'll make a reference to Gargoyles. Maybe they'll make a reference to Tailspin. That would be the next, probably honest to get. That'd probably be the most logical twist for them to reference Tailspin, which was like a Jungle Book spinoff. I hope one show they don't reference is The Mighty Ducks. That show was horrible. Seriously, one show referencing an entire representing others in just like that with, man, I don't know what to say about that, man. Ducktales has truly did become after the first episode I watched on YouTube became one of my favorite cartoons. The characters are so much more memorable in this show than they were in the original DuckTales. I'm not insulting the original DuckTales, but this new one blows it out of the water. And for them to there's an episode of Christmas time where Dewey goes back in time, meets younger Donald Duck, and Donald is voiced as a kid by the same voice actor who voiced Huey, Dewey, and Louie in the old cartoons. That's incredibly awesome, man. DuckTales truly has set the bar for what a reboot should be. Not Teen Titans Go, not Thundercats Roar. I mean, that show got canceled after 20 episodes? Because I haven't seen anything for Thundercats Roar, and I'm glad of it. Bakugan Battle Planet is a decent review. It's decent, but DuckTales is better. Beyblade Burst. Tell you what, for Beyblade Burst, you guys tell me in the comments if you like the show or if it's not as good as nothing's as good as Metal Fusion. I remember before Burst, the last piece of Beyblade we got was it Shogun Steel or was it Bay Raiders? I want to hope it's Shogun Steel. And I remember people had a problem with Shogun Steel. I don't really know why they had a problem with that one. I personally felt like Shogun Steel was actually a pretty good series. I liked all the bays. The characters were pretty fun. That's the thing. Characters and mainly with with reboots. People mainly that Jack, who made Thundercats, he thought if you make a reboot, you have to make the intro good. No, you stupid mother. In my opinion, what makes a good reboot, good animation, good characters, fun, truly investing characters. I only watched one episode of Bakugan Battle Planet, but at least I got interested in it. I was interested in what the character was doing with wanted to protect his little sister or whatever the fuck was going on with that. Beyblade Burst I couldn't get into because, one, it's not because I'm insulting the characters, it's just that I grew up with Jinga Hagane, Kiyoya Tatagami. I grew up with those kind of guys. For these people, actually no, it's not the character's fault. This is the reason why I could never get into Beyblade Burst. That they broke the number one rule of real Beyblade. Break your opponent's Beyblade. I even remember, I found a Storm Pegasus on Amazon, and I found the reviews. One guy said, doesn't burst into 3 pieces, not like other Beyblade. That's because it's a real Beyblade. Not one of these. I insult Beyblade Burst, but I do have them. I do have some of them. This is a remake of one of the very first Beyblade, Dragoon. Yeah. From the very early 90s cartoon of Beyblade. Probably the worst one is this one because you launch it, he immediately bursts into pieces. It's still fun to have, though. I just wish they would put back the Metal Fusion, Metal Fury, Metal Masters Beyblade, even Shogun Steel. I'll take Babe Wheels off of those. Back to DuckTales. I truly believe DuckTales has set a bar for what a reboot should be. How you should remake a cartoon, truly. Okay, weird. And I really hope they keep referencing Disney afternoon cartoons, because I would love to see them back. I would love to see certain characters back. I would love to see Goliath back in the business, on TV. Because Gargoyles was really one of my favorite, darker kind of cartoons. And Keith David is a great voice actor, man. Anyway, yeah, that is for this video. I'll just end it with this. DuckTales, I truly hope you inspire so many more artists, so many more creators to truly animate. Because you didn't do CalArt. You took your time. You put effort. You put love into the show. Not like the other cartoon reboots, who look like they're just doing it for a frickin' paycheck. The animation for DuckTales is far superior. It's beautiful animated. It's beautifully animated. You see the effort put into that. Where CalArt, it's just one take, done. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video. Later.